Maggie, and typically you can find me teaching at Ascend on Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. So this is a change of pace, but I am so excited to be here, and I am so excited that you are here with me. We are staying apart, but still having the opportunity to come together. So this is Big Free Yoga virtually. First go at virtual Big Free Yoga, and we are so excited. But throughout the weeks, you can always be on the Ascend to Go page. You'll see all kinds of classes being offered. So check it out whenever you have a chance. You can also follow us on our Instagram and our Facebook to see some of the updates. We are going to do a 35 to 40-minute flow. And the only thing that you're going to need today is whatever space that you've deemed as comfortable space for yoga, as well as something that can act as a block. So a few examples, maybe Clorox wipes are readily available around your house. You can grab something like this, or maybe something as simple as your water bottle, just anything that has a flat base that will kind of ground you into the floor and bring the mat a little bit closer. That's what you're gonna need, and that's what you're gonna want. We are going to get started today in child's pose. So drawing your big toes together to touch, leaving a small space between your knees, and then starting to allow your chest to descend towards the mat, walking your arms long towards the top of the mat, and then allow your forehead to rest. And take a few moments here to just settle into the space. Starting to bring your awareness into the body. Take a big inhale and fill up. And when you get to the top, fill up with just a little bit more air. And then exhale to let it all go. When you're completely empty, start next inhale, breathe in. Hold full at the top and maybe just take in a little bit more air. Exhale to empty. Take a few more rounds, finding your steady state of breath. Inhaling. Holding full for just a moment. And exhaling. Take another inhale. And exhale. And keep that breath going, keep moving. And start to bring everything right to the mat that you have. All of those lists of things running through your head right now. Maybe that schedule for the rest of the day. Acknowledge it here, but let it go. And let all of your concentration be the four corners of your mat. This is an all levels flow. There will be lots of opportunities for you to take more or to take less. And I want you to take what feels good for you today, what you need. It's your practice. If it's child's pose the entire class, that is okay with me. Just another round of breath here. Take a big inhale. Hold full at the top, and exhale to let it all go. Now on your next inhale, start to draw yourself forward into your tabletop, adjusting your knees so that they're falling underneath of your hips and your wrists underneath of your shoulders. Take a big inhale, drop your belly towards the mat as your gaze goes to the sky. And on that exhale, press firmly into the mat as you round your spine like a cat. Inhale, fill up, drop your belly. And exhale to round, draw your gaze towards your knees. Inhale, drop your belly. And exhale to round. Take a few more of these with your breath, moving as quickly or slowly as it feels good for you. And after your last round, find a neutral spine position. In your neutral spine, start to fingertips towards the top of the mat. And once they get so far away from you, maybe you start to reach them straight in front of you. Take a big inhale here and stay for that exhale. Now start to reach those right toes to the back of the room, and maybe they reach off of the mat. So right now we're balancing only on the right hand and the left knee. Take a big inhale, reach out of your fingers and your toes. And on that exhale, hug everything together underneath of you. Inhale, reach. Exhale to hug. Inhale, reach. Exhale, hug. Inhale. Exhale. One more time, inhaling to reach. Now on the exhale, allow your left hand to meet the mat. We're gonna spin open and reach your right arm all the way up to the sky. It's a modified side plank. Maybe your right toes stay off of the mat, or maybe you allow that right foot to meet the mat. Keep reaching out of your right fingertips. Take a big inhale. And then allow that right hand to meet the mat. Find tabletop. Drop your belly on the inhale. Shift your gaze for cow pose. And then press firmly into the mat and round like a cat. Neutral spine position. And we'll take that to the other side. Start to wiggle those right fingertips towards the top of the mat. And then maybe they start to reach straight out in front of you. Take a big inhale here. And we stay for that exhale. Now start to reach out of those left toes. They'll go all the way to the back of the mat, and maybe they'll float. On that inhale, reach out of your fingers and your toes, and then hug everything together as you exhale. Inhale to reach, exhale to hug. Inhale, reach, exhale, hug. Inhale, reach, exhale, hug. One more time, we reach. And on that exhale, allow your right hand to meet the mat. We're gonna spin open and reach that left hand all the way up to the sky. Same options here. Maybe that left foot stays floating, or maybe it meets the mat. Inhale to reach out of those left fingertips. And then allow your left hand to meet the mat. Your left knee meets the mat. Take a round of cat-cow. Drop your belly as you shift your gaze. Press firmly into the palms as you round. And then find a neutral spine position. We're gonna find a high push-up, so allow your knees to float off of the mat by tucking your toes and stepping them back. So here, you are still pressing firmly into your palms and your knuckles. Your wrists are underneath of your shoulders, and you're extending out of the heels. Take an inhale here, engage the core. And we're gonna stay for that exhale. Take another inhale. And on that exhale, hips go all the way up and back. It's downward facing dog. It's the first downward facing dog of the practice, so take a few moments to walk it out. Bend deeply into your right knee as your left heel will extend to the mat. And then switch sides. Taking this movement between left and right, waking up the legs. And then finding a little bit of stillness in your downward facing dog. On your inhale, draw yourself forward, find high push-up. And on that exhale, hips go back, downward facing dog. On your next inhale, draw yourself forward, find high push-up. And exhale, hips go back, downward facing dog. One more time, draw yourself forward, high push-up. Stay here this time for a few rounds of breath. Take an inhale. Exhale to let it go. Inhale. Exhale to let it go. Take one more inhale. Now this time on the exhale, slowly start to bend into the elbows and lower all the way down to the mat. On your inhale, we're gonna find a cobra, just lightly opening up the chest. Keep your gaze gently in front of you. Light pressure in the palms into the mat. Stay here for another round of breath. Inhale, maybe you open up just a little bit more. And on that exhale, allow the forehead to meet the mat. Inhale, lift up. It's one more baby cobra. Stay for the exhale. Inhale. Exhale, forehead meets the mat. Moving through tabletop, we'll find downward facing dog. Take a moment here, shaking out the legs. And then find stillness. On your next inhale, start to take small steps all the way to the top of the mat. Halfway lift, draw your hands to your shins. And exhale to fold. On your inhale, reach up, rise up. Draw your hands to heart center. Take a round of breath here. Inhale. And exhale. On your next inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift on the inhale. And plant your hands, step back, find high push-up. Take an inhale here, engage the core. And then on that exhale, lower your knees, bend deeply at the elbows as you start to lower your chest and your chin to the mat. Now on that inhale, find cobra. Exhale, forehead meets the mat. Moving through tabletop, hips go up and back. It's downward facing dog. On your next inhale, rise high on the toes, bend deep at the knees, and then take small steps all the way to the top of the mat. Halfway lift. Fold on the exhale. Inhale, reach up. And draw your hands to heart center. Take a round of breath. Inhaling. And exhaling. On your next inhale, reach up. And fold to let it go. Halfway lift on the inhale. And plant your hands, step back, find that high push-up. Take an inhale, protract the shoulders, puff up that space right between the shoulder blades. And then lower your knees to the mat, bend deeply at the elbows, lower your chest, lower your chin. Inhale to open your heart. Maybe you start to find a little bit more straightness in the elbows. And then lower your forehead to the mat. Moving through tabletop, find downward facing dog. On your next inhale, rise high on the toes, bend deep at the knees, step, or maybe this time you take a small hop to the top of the mat, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Now as we rise up, sit low, find chair in the legs, and then start to reach your arms to the sky as you inhale. It doesn't matter if there's space between the feet. If it's more comfortable for you, you can always bring your big toes together to touch. But it's yogi's choice here. Take what feels good. Take an inhale. And sit a little bit deeper as you exhale. Take another inhale, and maybe you find goalpost arms if it feels better on the shoulders. Stay for the exhale. It's one more inhale. And one more exhale. Now on your next inhale, straighten the legs, reach all the way up, fill up. Maybe you find a slight bend in the spine. And fold to empty. Halfway lift. Plant your hands, step back, find high push-up. Take an inhale here. And then draw yourself gently forward. Start to bend deeply into the elbows, lower, knees lifted or lowered. Inhale, open your heart, it's cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale, hips go back. Downward facing dog. On your inhale, reach the right leg all the way up to the sky. And draw that right knee down the center line. Plant it in between your hands, lower your left knee to the mat. And reach up, it's crescent moon. Take an inhale here. And relax the shoulders as you exhale. Take one more inhale. And on your exhale, allow your left hand to meet the mat. Keep reaching out of hand. It's a baby twist. Take an inhale here. And an exhale to stay. Inhale. And stay for that exhale. Now we're going to transition into a baby side angle. So drawing that right forearm to the right thigh and start to reach open with that left hand all the way to the sky. Take an inhale here and then exhale. Take one more inhale, reach out of those left fingertips and then allow your left hand to meet the mat. Allow your right hand to meet the mat and step back. It's high push-up. Take an inhale here. And then hips go up and back. It's downward facing dog. Rise high on the toes, bend deep at the knees, step or hop to the top of the mat, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Sit low, reach high. As you inhale, find chair. Take an inhale to reach out of your fingertips. And exhale to sit a little bit deeper. 2 more rounds of breath here. Maybe you find something different with your arms, goalpost arms. Hands come to heart center. Inhaling, find length out of the crown of the head. And exhale, sit a little bit deeper. It's 1 more inhale. And just 1 more exhale. On your next inhale, straighten the legs, reach all the way up, fill up. And fold, let it go. Halfway lift. Plant your hands, step back, find high, push up. Take an inhale here. And then hips go back. Downward facing dog. Left leg will reach on the inhale. And draw that left knee down the center line. Plant it at the top of the mat to lower your right knee. Rise up, reach. Crescent moon. Few rounds of breath here. Finding length on the inhales and finding something to relax with each exhale. Take another inhale. And then right hand will draw inside that left foot. Keep reaching out of your left fingertips all the way to the sky. It's an easy twist here. Couple rounds of breath to settle into this pose. And then we're going to start that transition into a baby side angle. Left forearm meets the left thigh. Right arm will open up to the sky. Take an inhale. And stay for that exhale. Take another inhale. Maybe you challenge your gaze. Maybe you close your eyes. And on that exhale, allow your right hand to meet the mat. Allow your left hand to meet the mat. Allow that right knee to come off of the mat, step all the way back. It's high push-up, take an inhale. And this time, lower your knees, lower your chest, lower your chin. Inhale, open up. Exhale, hips go back. Downward facing dog. On your next inhale, rise high on the toes, bend deep at the knees, step or hop to the top of the mat. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. On that next inhale, squat low, reach high, find chair. It's just 2 full rounds of breath. Inhaling to fill up. Exhale to sit a little bit deeper. Inhale. Last exhale. On your next inhale, straighten the legs, reach up. To empty. Halfway lift. And plant your hands, step back, find high, push up. Take an inhale here. And then we're gonna lower to low push up. On that inhale, open up your heart. Exhale, hips go back. Downward facing dog. Let's start to build a flow. On your inhale, reach the right leg to the sky. And draw that right knee down the center line, plant it at the top of the mat, and rise up. Stay high on those left toes. Reach. It's crescent lunge. Take an inhale. And settle into the shape as you exhale. Inhale, reach up. Stay for that exhale. It's 1 more inhale here. And on that exhale, we're gonna find airplane arms. Start to wing your all the way to the back of the room and start to draw your chest parallel to the mat. Keep your gaze gently in front of your right toes. Take an inhale. Stay for that exhale. Take 1 more inhale here. 1 more exhale. On the inhale, rise up and reach, crescent lunge. And then allow your hands to meet the mat and step back. It's high push-up. Take a round of breath, inhaling. And exhaling, we stay. Inhale. And hips go up and back. It's downward facing dog. Left leg reaches on the inhale. Draw that left knee down the center line, plant it in between the hands, rise up and reach. It's crescent lunge. Relax into the shape. Take an inhale, reach out of your fingertips. Find something to relax as you exhale. Take another inhale. And on that exhale, we're gonna find airplane arms. Start to wing your arms all the way to the back of the room. Chest will draw parallel. You're light on those right toes, but your right toes are still on the mat. Keep breathing into this space. Take another round of breath here. And on your next inhale, rise up and reach. It's Crescent Lunge. And then allow your hands to meet the mat. Step back, high push-up. Just an inhale here. And then on that exhale, lower to low push-up. Inhale, open your heart. Exhale, hips go back. Downward facing dog. Take a couple moments here to walk out your legs and feel how the body has changed since we first started. And then we'll keep moving. On your inhale, reach the right leg to the sky. Draw that right knee down the center line. Plant it at the top of the mat. Rise up and reach. It's Crescent Lunge. Inhale. On that exhale, airplane arms. Take a round of breath here. We're staying for that exhale. Take another inhale. And now this time on the exhale, that left hand will draw inside the right foot and reach the right arm to the sky. It's an easy twist. You're high on those left toes. Take an inhale and an exhale. Take another inhale and another exhale. On your next inhale, start to draw that right hand, right forearm, the right thigh. We're going to open so that that left heel meets the mat. We're going to find side angle prep. Now this is where a block can come in handy. So you can keep that right forearm on that right thigh, or maybe you grab something that takes the shape of a block in class. You draw that block into your hand and you allow it to bring the mat a little bit closer. Take an inhale and an exhale. Just a couple more rounds of breath here. Now on your next inhale, reverse. Find peaceful warrior. Right hand goes to the sky. Then windmill your arms to meet the mat. Step back, high push-up. Take an inhale and exhale. Hips go back. Downward facing dog. Left leg will reach on the inhale. Draw that left knee down the center line. Plant it in between the hands. Rise up and reach. Crescent lunge. And on that exhale, it's airplane arms. Crown of the head drawing towards the front of the room. Staying high on those right toes. Hips are square. Make sure you can still wiggle those left toes off of the mat. Take another inhale. And on the exhale, a right hand draws inside the left foot. Left hand goes to the sky. Easy twist. With each inhale, try and open up just a little bit more. Twist a little bit deeper. And on that exhale, try and stay right there. Another inhale. And exhale. Take one more round of breath here. And then start to draw that left forearm to the left thigh. We're going to spin so that that right heel meets the mat. Open up at side angle prep. Option here to put that block right inside that left foot. Yogi's choice. Couple rounds of breath to just be right here. Now on your next inhale, reverse. Find peaceful warrior, left hand to the sky. And then windmill your arms to meet the mat. And step back, it's high push-up. Take an inhale. And now we're gonna take our high to low, bending deeply at the elbows as they brush against the ribs. Inhale to open your heart. Exhale, hips go back. Downward facing dog. Let's build on just a little bit more here. Taking a few rounds of breath first. Take one more round of breath. And we'll add on just one more time. Reach the right leg all the way to the sky. And draw that right knee down the center line, plant it in between the hands, and rise up, crescent lunge on the inhale. Airplane arms as you exhale. Take an inhale here. And on that exhale, left hand comes inside the right foot. Reach out of those right fingertips to the sky, easy twist. Inhaling here. And on that exhale, that right forearm meets that right thigh, spin the open side angle prep. Now maybe if you feel warm and you want to reach a little closer to the floor, maybe that right hand draws inside that right foot. Take an inhale here. And an exhale. Take a couple more rounds of breath here, taking the shape where you want. You can keep reaching that left hand towards the sky, or maybe it draws long over your left ear. Maybe perhaps behind you, reaching for that right hip crease. Building this shape. Take a round of breath. Wherever that hand might have gone, draw it back to the sky. On your next inhale, reverse. It's peaceful warrior. And then find warrior two. So you're settling into warrior two. Maybe you straighten that right leg, give it a little bit of a breather here. And then bend deeply into that right knee. Right knee is tracking over the right ankle. Your hips are square to the side of the room. You're pressing evenly into both feet. That right heel is in line with the left arch of the foot. Reach out of your fingertips in opposite direction, so much so that you stay directly in the center. Relax the shoulders, relax the jaw, and draw your gaze gently over your right fingertips. You can inhale here, and then exhale. Take another inhale in warrior two. Now on that exhale, we're moving towards Skandasana. So you're gonna straighten that right foot, bend deeply into the left knee, and sit your hips back towards the side of the mat, the right side of the mat. Keeping your hands right at heart center, take an inhale here. And then sit a little bit deeper into the shape as you exhale. Take an inhale, and then exhale. Take one more inhale. And one more exhale. Now a big transition coming up. We're going towards crescent lunge to the front of the room. So bend deeply into that right knee, rise high on those left toes, and reach all the way up to the sky. Take an inhale here. And settle as you exhale. Take one more inhale. And on that exhale, we're gonna find airplane arms. Now maybe you stay right here, or maybe you take off. You allow those left toes to float off of the mat. As you reach the crown of the head towards the front of the room, keeping your hips square to the mat. Take an inhale here. And on that exhale, draw your hands to heart center. Start to hug that left knee into the chest. Take a round of breath here, flexing the foot, hugging that knee just a little bit higher. Maybe you straighten the leg. Take an inhale, and then we're gonna move towards tree, drawing the sole of that left foot either to the ankle as a tripod, to the shin, or all the way up inside the thigh, but not on the knee. Avoid the knee. Find your tree and take your hands wherever they want to go, whether that be reaching all the way up to the sky, whether that be staying at heart center or reaching towards the mat. Take whatever variation feels good to you. And if you want to challenge yourself in this pose, try to gently close your eyes. Try and take away that center of focus. And feel as your balance shifts. You'll move from the right side of the right foot to the left side, forward and back between the toes and the heel. Take a round of breath. One more inhale here. On that exhale, allow the left foot to meet the mat and shake it all out. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, high push up. Take an inhale. Exhale, lower to low push up. Inhale to open your heart. And exhale, hips go back. Downward facing dog, one more side. Left leg will reach on the inhale. And draw that left knee down the center line, plant it in between the hands, and rise up and reach its crescent lunge. On that exhale, airplane arms. Take an inhale here. And then allow that right hand to draw inside the left foot and reach out of the left fingertips. Take a round of breath here. And then begin to transition towards that modified side angle. Left forearm to the left thigh. Right heel meets the mat, spin open. Maybe you stay here, or maybe you grab that makeshift block. You draw it inside that left foot and you open up here. Or maybe you reach a little bit closer to the mat. Take a round of breath. Now on your next inhale, reverse. It's peaceful warrior. And then find warrior two. Settle into your warrior two. Maybe you straighten that left knee just for a moment. Take a little breather. And then bend deeply into it once again. Left toes are tracking forward. Weight evenly distributed between your right and left foot. Reaching out of your fingertips, take an inhale. And stay for the exhale. Take another inhale. And another exhale. It's one more inhale here, and we're moving towards Skandasana, so hands come to heart center, straighten out of that left knee as you bend deeply into the right. Maybe those left toes come off of the mat as you sit your hips a little bit deeper into the shape. Take a round of breath, inhaling. Sitting deeply as you exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more round of breath here. And then comes that big transition all the way to the front of the mat. Again, we're taking that crescent lunge. So on your next inhale, pivot towards the front of the mat. Come high on those right toes. Reach out of your fingertips. It's an inhale. And on that exhale, airplane arms. Take a round of breath. And maybe you stay here, or maybe you find that block, you put it towards the top of the mat and you take off. You can start with your hands right on that block. Maybe one comes to heart center, maybe two. Maybe they both wing out towards the back of the room. Finding full airplane, it's just 2 rounds of breath. Take an inhale and an exhale. One more round of breath here. And then start to hug your hands to heart center. That right knee comes into the chest. Stay here for a few moments. Maybe you keep hugging that knee a little bit higher. Maybe you straighten that leg right out in front of you. Take an inhale. And don't lose any of that height on that exhale. Then find tree. Sole of the right foot can be used as a tripod. It can come to that shin, or it can come all the way up to the thigh. Take your hands wherever they feel comfortable. And settle right here into your breath. Inhaling and exhaling. Maybe you challenge that gaze, closing your eyes. One more round of breath here. Now this time on your next inhale, reach your arms all the way up to the sky. Now on that exhale, let your hands come heart center. Right foot will meet the mat, shake it all out. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant your hands, step back, high push-up. Now this is the last time to take your high to low. Inhale, open your heart. And exhale, hips go back. Downward facing dog. The work is done. Let's move towards a half pigeon. Reaching that right leg to the sky. Draw that right knee behind the right wrist. Allow it to plant there. Allow the left knee to meet the mat and wiggle walk those toes as far back as they reach. You can work that right shin parallel to the top of the mat if that feels good, or you can keep it hugged in tight. On your inhale, walk your hands back towards your hips, open up, fill up. And on that exhale, start to walk your hands long. Maybe your forehead will meet the mat. And settle into the shape. Taking deep inhales and exhales. Slowing the breath from the movement. And finding a little bit of stillness. Take an inhale and an exhale. Take one more inhale here. Stay for that exhale. Now start to walk your hands back towards the body, long arms. And press into the palms of the hands. Tuck your left toes, and we're gonna kick that right leg all the way up and back. Bend your knee, open your hip. Take a few hip circles here. And then allow that right foot to meet the mat and feel the difference between the right and left side here. But not for long. We're gonna take that left leg all the way up to the sky and draw that left knee behind that left wrist. Allow it to plant there. Allow your right knee to meet the mat and walk those right toes all the way back. On an inhale, walk your hands towards the hips, open up. And on that exhale, walk your arms long in front of you. Maybe your forehead meets the mat. Maybe your forearms meet the mat. Maybe you find that makeshift block and you put it right in front of you. It can support one of your hips. Take a round of breath. The pillow also feels really nice here. Take an inhale and an exhale. Take another inhale. The final exhale here. On your next inhale, we're gonna find long arms again, opening up, and then press firmly into the palms of the hands as you reach that left leg all the way up and back. Bend your knee, open your hip. Take a few hip circles, and then allow that left foot to meet the mat. Downward facing dog. We're gonna come to a comfortable seat, so start to walk your hands towards your feet and your feet towards your hands until they meet in the middle, and then sit. Reach your legs straight out in front of you. On the inhale, reach all the way up to the sky. And exhale, fold, reaching for those toes. It's an inhale to fill up. And an exhale to fold a little bit deeper. Inhale, find length from the crown of the head. And exhale to fold. One more round of breath here, inhaling and exhaling. Now walking your hands back up, find those long arms. And start to lay onto your backs. And hug your knees nice and tight into a little ball. Rock left and right here. And then whenever your knees are closer to the right side, allow them to fall in that direction. Reach your arms out beside you and shift your gaze to the left. Take an inhale here in the supine twist. And exhale, let it go. Take one more inhale here. And one more exhale. Hug your knees back to center, rock gently left and right. And now this time, when the knees are closer to the left side, allow them to fall in that direction. Reach your arms in opposite directions and shift your gaze this time to the right. Take a big inhale and exhale. Take another inhale and another exhale. Drawing your knees back to center. Hug nice and tight into that little ball. Squeeze everything really tight. And then allow yourself to lay out on the mat. Now, if there is a final pose that you need, maybe it's bridge, pressing the soles of the feet into the mat as your knees are reaching towards the sky, lifting up the hips gently. Maybe it's shoulder stands, or maybe it's something simple, putting your legs against the wall, and just allowing your feet to be above your hips and above your heart. Take what you need here for that final pose. Just a few rounds of breath. Maybe you find happy baby. And as you're ready, start to make your way into your Shavasana. Taking up as much space as you want today. And I will welcome you to stay in Shavasana for as long as you would like. Ending your practice however it feels best to you today. But while you're in Shavasana, I want to share a quote with you that I read the other day that I thought was relevant. If you're feeling frightened about what comes next, don't be. Embrace the uncertainty. Allow it to lead you places. Be brave as it challenges you to exercise both your heart and your mind as you create your own path toward happiness. Don't waste time with regret. Spin wildly into your next action. Enjoy the present, each moment as it comes, because you'll never get another one quite like it. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. I am so glad that you could join me and that we could keep Big Free Yoga going, even if it's virtually. Please, if you have any questions, reach out to Lauren. You can find all of the information on all of our social media sites as well as on ascend.com. And keep looking forward to those Ascend to Go classes. There will be lots offered on a weekly basis. Reach out if you have questions. But otherwise, have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Maggie. Bye, guys.